Hello and welcome to another edition of Spartan Spotlight. I'm your host, Mark Jansen, and with me today is second-year guard for the Trinity Western women's basketball team, Jenelle Traber. Jenelle, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Excellent. So you're from Abbotsford, you went to MEI, and then Lethbridge, and here you've had a bit of a road getting here. How's this season kind of gone for you, do you feel?
This season has been definitely some up and downs, but I feel like as a team we're getting more to know each other and just we're understanding each other more on the court and off the court, so I feel like we're improving day by day.
Mm-hmm. How about yourself individually? Recently you've had a few good games, getting 14 points, 11 points, a few better games recently. Has it been getting better for you, or what's been the difference?
Yeah, it's been getting better. I think just more settling into the area and just the environment, and just taking a year off was hard, so just getting reintroduced to the CIS and just the speed and the intensity that it brings.
Mm-hmm. What would you say is the difference between, you had one game 3 games ago where you're 4 for 6 from 3-point range and seemed on fire, then the next game you're 0 for 5, and then the next game you hit a couple threes, 2 for 3, and you're kind of back in it. What's the difference between those nights?
The difference is, for me, I tend to overthink, and for me it's very dependent on the first few shots. The game that I was 4 for 6, I started with a bank, so started pretty good with that, and just luck was on my side, and I felt like my teammates were getting me the ball in the right spaces and the right time, and then the next game I was rushed, and the team, we were just struggling to be cohesive and just know where each other was, so that was a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference? You've been starting some games and then you've come off the bench, but it doesn't seem like your points necessarily reflect that. What's the difference for you coming off the bench compared to starting?
Difference for the bench is I'm able to observe the game more, and I can see what my check is doing. I can see how just the flow, and I can just get that off the bench, whereas the starting, you have to make the flow and you have to adjust very quickly to situations. Instead of on the bench, you can already observe that and then come in with ideas of how to guard your guard and how to beat her off the dribble.
Mm-hmm. So for Jenelle Traber, what is effective, or what do you need to do to be effective with the Spartans this year and then for the future?
For me, I live on hustle plays. I love hitting the floor. I love just getting charges. I like doing the things that most people don't like to get their hands dirty. So for me, I like to bring that energy and just pump my teammates up, and then I feel like that energy overflows to me, and then it's just contagious to everyone surrounding. So
you don't mind the physical play? You
I know.
Getting in there and
I like it because for me, most people underestimate me and my size. So for me, it's great because I can do some stuff that most people wouldn't realize I can do.
Right. Now, just talk about kind of your route getting here. You started at MEI and then went to Lethbridge and then came here. Just kind of explain how that all happened for you.
MEI, great school to grad, and I had a great time there, and then some opportunities opened up. I always wanted to go away from home. It was always just for some reason the thing to do, so
okay, yeah.
I got a few calls from Lethbridge, went over, checked it out, they liked me, so I'm like, sweet. So I decided, hey, why not? Let's try something different than the norm. And then some stuff happened at Lethbridge. Coach passed away and just needed some time off from that, so took time away from the game, just reevaluated what I needed to do and what my life was about, and just refocused on God and basketball. And Cheryl came and just spots opened up, and here I am at Trinity, so it's great. It was an up and down road, but ended up in the right spot.
What was the year off like for you? Was it tough, or was it mentally refreshing, or what was it like?
It was a little bit of both. It was good for me to have that time away from the game and just to realize things that I forgot back when I was younger. Like when you're younger, you just love the sport, and when you get older, it gets fuzzy and it gets dirty. So it's just time to get away, refresh, but then at the same time, you have to do everything by yourself. You have to work out, you have to find time in the gym, you have to find a gym.
Right.
So it was a lot complicated just staying in shape, but it was all in all what I needed to do.
Mm-hmm. So when you went back to Lethbridge this year, what was that game like? And you guys got a win in the second game?
We did. We got a great win. Great way to start the season. It was different. It was great to see some of my old teammates. We hugged. It was an awesome experience. At the same time, I had to revisit some of those memories, and for me it was a very cleansing experience to see that and just to see where I came from and how much I've grown from then.
Mm-hmm. So what do you like about Trinity Western now that you've been here for a couple months?
Trinity Western, it's a small school,
yeah.
and for me, it took some time getting used to, but the more I get used to this, it is a community. It's a small it's a tight community that everyone kind of knows each other. Everyone gets to know each other very easy, and it's just an ease, and it's for me psychology, and it's a great school academically wise, and I just get to talk to my profs, and it's in a very non-threatening environment.
Mm-hmm. Are you happy to be back home at all?
I love being back home.
Oh, that's good.
It's such a difference living on your own than coming back home, and you don't have to worry about cooking supper when you get home. And it's just, I love my mom. She does everything for me, and it's great to not have that extra chore that you have to do when you get back home.
Yeah, there you go. So your second year here, what do you feel the potential for you and for the team is here right now? I mean, you still got a few years left here.
I feel like our potential is enormous right now. I feel like as a team, we're fairly young as a team and fairly young as individuals. So I feel like, and with Cheryl and her new change the culture way of thinking, and I think our potential is huge, and I just think that we can grow in such areas as a team on and off the court.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned you're studying psychology. What would you like to do with that, or what would you like to do actually beyond here, maybe in basketball first? And
yeah, I want to basically ride it as far as I can. So I want to see how far I can do as a player, and then ultimately I would love to coach, either be children and then work my way up through school, then college, and possibly even end up at the CIS.
You figure psychology might help you?
Psychology, it very might help me out.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you very much for coming on. This has been another edition of Spartan Spotlight.